Things are beginning to heat up a little bit in the marketing world of Jurassic World Rebirth. You know, maybe Mount Sibo's erupting again or something, who knows. Either way, I've got 3 new sets of pictures and information for you, including our first proper look at the Aqualops from the film, and a terrifying new look at the D-Rex. If, you know, you find movie poster things terrifying, which I do, paper cuts, man. Yikes. First though, very quickly, the news yesterday that Jurassic World Rebirth is going to be present at CinemaCon this year, with Universal showcasing a special presentation featuring footage from their upcoming slate on the 2nd of April. That alone doesn't guarantee Rebirth, but this big banner does. Now, whilst cameras and the like are strictly prohibited from this event, we will inevitably hear some media reactions and thoughts and responses on the 2nd of April, which is of course just a few days away, or if there's an embargo, whenever that may end. Either way, hopefully there's some new footage and we may hear some whispers in the coming week. It's a space to watch, let's put it that way. And credit, of course, as you can see, to CinemaPop for these images, and also this image. Our first cinema standee for Jurassic World Rebirth, and really the closest thing we've ever had to a movie poster that isn't just the logo of the film. Instead, what we have is this nightmarish depiction of a park worker up against the glass of the D-Rex enclosure, whilst the gigantic claw of the beast closes around him. This seems likely to represent this poor chap from the trailer, so any suspicions people had that he may have survived or the D-Rex was a force for good, well, it seems unlikely now, doesn't it? Let's be honest, the guy's just got slaughtered. It's a really interesting image. It feels like a callback in some ways to the Indominus Rex, which was very unique at the time in the world of Jurassic, for being able to physically pick up and grab people just like this. The film had dabbled a little bit in such digit mobility and strength with the raptors opening doors in the original Jurassic Park, but there is something decidedly less dinosaur and almost mammalian and disconcertingly human about a full-on wraparound grab like this. It's also interesting that this is the first official imagery they've ever given us. The first, it's not quite a poster, but it's a quasi-poster. And it is decidedly horror-vibed. Now, we've heard from Gareth Edwards that he wanted to bring the horror back to Jurassic, and it definitely seems as though that could be a theme for the marketing as well. I think if you told someone this was a poster for the likes of Alien Romulus or something like that, they would be much more likely to believe you than it's a Jurassic poster. It's really a sign of how the franchise has shifted over the years. Regardless, I really like the poster. I think we just have to kind of roll with it at this point, and I like that explicit horror vibe with the claws and the human in full focus and the rest of the D-Rex occluded by smoke and crimson. Now, that's already been a very recurring theme in its appearances in the trailer as well, and I suspect what we're seeing here is that classic horror movie monster trick of not fully revealing the beast in the light until towards the end of the film. I think we're going to see a lot of darkness, a lot of red, a lot of smoke. Our third set of images have only just dropped this evening, and it's a big one if you're a fan of Dr. Pepper. Once again collaborating with Universal, this time with a series of cans with the dinosaurs and pterosaur from Rebirth on them, and mosasaur. Credit to Jurassicpedia for this image. We've got a stylized look at the Quetzalcoatlus on the main box, but let's take a look inside for the main details. First then, we have the Spinosaurus trio and a rearing back Titanosaurus. Now, this is, I believe, our first look at the Spinosauruses as a threesome outside of that scene in the trailer. And it does suggest they're going to be marketed as a distinct 3 with their own stylization. I just hope they don't have names, but I'm starting to think they might do. It's hard to make out too many details on an image like this, but you would suggest the one in the middle is heavier in its striping than the other 2. I posited actually on the trailer that this could be the alpha of the bunch, because films like this absolutely love having an alpha. And that is borne out in the official trailer as well. The one on the left maybe has particularly large teeth, around 4 or 5 back on the jaw. And I imagine when we get full images, there will be more little details like this that separate their designs out from each other. Next up, we have a skull, the Quetz again, the Rex, the Velociraptor, and the Ankylosaurus? This is the only dinosaur on these cans that hasn't had a mention before anywhere, basically. It would make for a very surprising addition to the film. And this is a random ankylosaurus. As you can see from the spike on its head, this is not bumpy. It's got a regular full-size spike. Have they managed to somehow keep an ankylosaur quiet up until now? Or did they simply need another dinosaur to round out the can display roster? That seems weird as well. We'll talk about that in a second, but the Raptor and the Rex look awesome. I don't really have anything deep to say on that. We've seen these designs before, but they look fantastic. The Raptor in particular is a thing of beauty. Very Jurassic Park 3 meets The Lost World. Finally, we see the Mosasaurus and the first proper artistic rendition of the Aqualops that we've seen yet. The Mosa looks great with that pointed tongue, very sharply pointed, and the new counter shading patterning going on. And the Aqualops, Dolores, as she's going to be called, she's pretty adorable at least, bounding along happily as she is. She does however look remarkably like the existing Microceratops, albeit with a changed up skull shape, slightly sort of tilted a little further back and more built into the body, and slightly less terrifying eyes. She lacks the quills and the sort of slightly boxier head shape that you would typically associate with a Aqualops, and that would help differentiate her further. And honestly, if you just showed me this image, I'd probably just say this is the Microceratops again. So far it feels like a very odd choice given the dinosaur already exists in the franchise, but perhaps there's something in the design that we're not seeing here in these Lego images or in these black and white artistic renditions, something about the design in the film that will differentiate her further from the existing Microceratops. Curious one though. And it's also curious, and I'm not sure we've seen every single can here, but there's no can for, say, the Dilophosaurus, a dinosaur we know is in the film, but we are seeing one for Ankylosaurus, a dinosaur that has not been suggested to be in the film. Are there any other dinosaurs then appearing in the film that we don't know about, or do we now know the entire roster? There's of course also a Parasaurolophus, but it's a corpse, and I don't think it's going to appear beyond corpse form. They should have put the corpse on the cans though, that would have been great. I'd have been down for that. What role then do you think an Ankylosaurus could possibly play in Jurassic World Rebirth? Let me know in the comment section down below. Have a lovely end to your weekend, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Cheers, much love as always. Bye-bye.
Road.